All right, welcome everybody to our PEP Panther Exploration Project 2021-2022 exhibition day, and we're going to start off with Jose. I'm going to go ahead and share my second screen here. Let him walk us through his project. All right. Can you see your project, Jose?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and talk to us about what you made.
So what I basically made, it was kind of it wasn't really that long. I meant to make it longer, but it was basically a story talking about human nature and kind of the different emotions and basically what we do as our actions and what it means in our overall nature when it comes to dealing with problems. And it was kind of more a self-exploration into my own kind of philosophy. And through all these kind of news stories and viewing things about life, it was kind of fun finding out that the human nature is basically ironic. We try to do things, but we do the opposite.
Interesting. Very cool. So I'm just showing everyone the different topics that you had. Was there one that you felt most passionate about?
Probably hatred.
Okay. Well, Katie, do you have any questions for Jose?
No.
No. All right. Well, let's go ahead and give Jose a round of applause. Good job. Okay, thanks for sharing, Jose. All right. Jose, we're gonna go ahead and stop the share. I want you to stay on here, and we're gonna have Katie talk to us about her process, her project. I'm not gonna give it away. Let me change the share. All right. Katie, can you see your project on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us.
Okay, so for my personal project, I decided to learn how to make macaroons. Okay, so basically I just did like the steps. Okay, so step one was buying the ingredients, which consisted of 3 large eggs, butter, vanilla extract, cream of tartar, salt, granulated sugar, powdered sugar, almond flour, and gel food coloring. And then you also needed a food processor and like a mixer. I have the KitchenAid mixer, so that's what I use. And firstly, I cracked 3 eggs with my hands and then separated the yolk from the egg whites. I kept the egg whites and threw away the egg yolks, and then I set them apart in a small bowl. Secondly, I opened the superfine almond flour and added 1/2 cups of almond flour plus 1 cup of powdered sugar in my food processor. Although the almond flour was super fine, it still had some large pieces in there, and I needed to like make sure it was very powdery in order to get the mixture right. Okay. After it being in the food processor, I swifted the almond flour and powdered sugar twice into a glass bowl to get a powdery mixture. And then I set that bowl apart and got out my mixer and added 1/2 of granulated sugar and the egg whites inside, plus a tablespoon of tartar. The sugar was added in very slowly. Like I would add sugar and then let it mix and then add sugar just to make sure like it was being dissolved right. And the final result was for like the white. I don't know if you can see that picture. It was supposed to be able to like have a little peak.
Cool. Yeah.
And then I added in 1 tablespoon of vanilla and around 7 drops of yellow food coloring. Then I let it mix on high for around 2 minutes. It was like at level 8. Then I got my mixture of almond flour and powdered sugar and put it into my bowl slowly and began folding it. The folding took a very long time. That was probably my least favorite part. It took a really long time and you couldn't like mix it. You had to get a spatula and like fold it with your hands, and it was like really like heavy and hard to like move. So that took a long time, but that was like the final step and it took the longest. So then after that, I put my mixture into a piping bag with a medium round piping tip. It was 12. It was a 12 round piping tip. And then I got my tray, and on the four corners of the tray, I put some of my mixture, then laid parchment paper on top. The reason I put some of the mixture on the four corners was to make sure it was like able to like the parchment paper would stick. And then I started putting like piping my mixture onto the tray by squeezing straight down, and then with like the tip make a little swirl, and then I let them sit for 40 minutes, and then after the 40 minutes they like were flat, as you can see like in the right picture. That's when they were flat after 40 minutes. Then I put them in the oven. Well, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and then after that, after my oven was preheated, I inserted the tray and left it in there for 14 minutes. After the 14 minutes were up, I let my macaroons sit and cool for 30 minutes. Afterwards, I began icing them with this vanilla frosting, like I was in the middle, and I put them together. And overall, I was pretty proud of them. Some had cracks, but not all of them. And they tasted fine. Like they came out good. I thought that I was scared that maybe they weren't gonna come out as I hoped, but they did. And that, like, yeah, that final one's like one that was the one that I took a picture of, like the final results.
That looks really good. I love macaroons. My wife got me some for Valentine's Day. They're really
Really?
expensive and hard to make.
They are. They were long. They took a long time.
Yeah, that's impressive. I one year I bought my wife a macaroon cooking class at Galleria Pastry Shop.
Really.
Really cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that is really neat. What was your favorite part of it? Eating them at the end?
yeah. When it was over.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Well, you'll never forget doing that though. That's worth it. So,
Yeah, they were good.
all right, yeah, Jose, let's give Katie a round of applause. That's awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, appreciate both of you presenting. Looks like you did an excellent job. You definitely passed the Panther exploration project and went above and beyond here, Katie, with your presentation. So thank you. I'll make sure I share that with other people so they can see it too. So have a great evening, and thanks again. And don't be strangers, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.